Hello and welcome to a new Shinkai video. In today's video, we're gonna build a social media AI agent that is able to show you the NASA picture of the day and to also show you a random Mars rover picture. We are doing this because a few weeks ago, there was a very good tutorial made and shared on X about using the Eliza framework, which was doing exactly this and was running on Twitter, but we're gonna run it on Telegram. So really, the goal of this tutorial is to be able to showcase the differences very concretely between Shinkai and Eliza, which is two frameworks to build AI agents. So let's go and build the first two. So let's look a bit into what was done in this tutorial. So it was very good, very clear, detailing how you set up the environment, how you code everything, going into details into how they function, so the services, the actions you have to set up. And if we go to the repo, which is public, Eliza NASA plugin, it's very well detailed. You see all the code. Get astronomy picture of the day. That's the one of the actions the agent can perform. The other one, the Mars rover follow, that's the code to call these two actions here. So we're really gonna reproduce this tutorial, but in Shinkai. So let's create this first tool. Get a NASA picture of the day. So how are we gonna do this? So in Shinkai, when you want to create a tool, you go to Shinkai Tools, Create Tool, and you have this UI interface here, which, as you can see, you actually have AI assistants to build your tools. So over here, I can use an LLM, either local, like all Llama models, or cloud-based. I can code in Python and TypeScript. And when I create a tool, I can optionally include in my new tool previous tools that I have. So tools are composable, and I can include a tool inside a tool to create complex workflows. So because we have AI assistants to code tools in Shinkai, there's actually 4 ways it can go. There is kind of a naive, happy path where you assume that maybe the LLM knows about the API and what you want to do because it is in its training data somewhere. Maybe he had the documentation of the API, so you just describe in very simple language what you want to do, and the LLM is just going to make a working tool because he knows about the API. A second path that you could use to build a tool is just add a little bit of guidance. You're not sure the LLM is going to pick up on which API really you want to use and how exactly, so you're just going to give it some guidance and it will figure out the rest. If this is not enough, you could go use like a more documentation heavy approach where you think the LLM just doesn't know about the API you want to use, so you're just going to paste in your prompt some part of the API documentation that you want to use. This way the LLM will have very precise information and will be able to build the exact API calls you want to use. And then, of course, you can always manually code everything or tweak the code manually if you want to. So first, I'm going to demonstrate how Shinkai can use the happy path and build tools very quickly, just based on a very simple prompt. So I'm going to reproduce the very first tool, which was this. So I'm going to use GPT because it's fast and quite good. I'm going to code in Python for this one, and I don't need to include any other tool because we're just going to use an API call. So this all I'm going to say. Retrieve another picture of the day, and I'm just going to add some guidance so he knows the date of today. And let's see what we get. Okay, that was quick. So here we have the tool code that was made by ChatGPT with everything that Shinkai is under in the background. So let's see if it makes sense. So he created a config field where I can add my NASA API key. So that's good. And here, with everything that Shinkai is under in the background, we can see that ChatGPT was very successful at doing everything. So it creates the import it needs, it creates the configuration we need, creates some outputs. It's interesting. We just say NASA picture of the day, and we can see he knows about which endpoint to use. And here it's creating our outputs too. And Shinkai also automated the creation of the metadata for the tool. So he made a tool called NASA Appod for astronomy picture of the day fetcher. Description, description of my configuration I need to add, and some description of the outputs we're gonna get. So let's just see what it does. Citron. Okay, so we've got something. Explanation: Rosetta Nebula, cosmic gas, title, na. So that's supposed to be the NASA picture of the day. Yep, okay. So that was it. We've got our first tool. And I can save it. I can redo my configuration here. And I can quickly check from the chat if it's working. NASA. We'll see space today. NASA. Alright, very cool. So that's 1 out of 2. Now let's do the second one. So for the Mars rover picture, I'm going to demonstrate a guided path where I'm going to add a little bit of information and of details about the API to make sure the LLM will have all the information it needs to create the tool I wanted to code for me. So to do so, we're just going to go check what was done in this Eliza tutorial, what was done for the Mars rover picture function. Let's see, it's defining which cameras you can put the picture from. It's defining a max number of days. It's defining the endpoints. It's defining the return object. And we can also check the API, the Mars rover one, what it looks like. So we see indeed it has access to the images of a few rovers, to a few different cameras per rover, and some params. So with this information about the API and about what was done, just to be sure we do the same too, we made a prompt that we're going to use in the AI-assisted tool creation UI. So we're back here in the tool creation UI. I'm going to use GPT again. I still want to code in Python. And I'll save this. Let's retrieve a random picture from a Mars rover. Let's use one of the two rovers only, curiosity or opportunity. It's again just to do the same than in the other tutorial. I want to be able to set my API key in config. Some instruction about the output. I want the rover's name. I want the date, well, the Martian date from the rover's arrival on Mars. What camera was used, show me the URL, and just again to do the same, a little sentence to introduce that output. We're going to limit from which days we can pull the data from, the image from. It's just to be sure there is actually image available already. And we're going to ask also to handle errors. Alright, so just going to send that. Okay, we've got code. Let's see. NASA API key in config. Rover's name, the two I mentioned, limiting from which days, source, Martian days to pull from. Alright, so I didn't mention which API and what's the endpoint, but he knows about it, so here it is. Some error if there was no photo available. And my output, here's a photo from, and again, the metadata was also automatically handled and set up. So API key. Okay, so we got a curiosity picture, and let's check if the picture is a one. Very good, that's pretty cool. So again, from the first try, just with a little bit of guidance, and thanks to the knowledge of GPT, and thanks to everything that Shinkai handles in the background, we have a working tool just like this. So let's save it. So Mars rover photo picture feature, configuration, there's an API key, save my tool. So let's see if our tool is working from the chat too. Gonna be straightforward, show me picture of Mars. Okay, good. So now that we have two tools, we're going to include them in an AI agent. So in Shinkai, to create an agent, you go here to the AI's tab, agents, add agent. So let's fill it and see how we do it. So we give it a name, NASA agent. We give a little description to our agent to know which one it is. Friendly Space Explorer that can do picture of the day and mouse for a picture. We pick which LLM will be under the hood for this agent, and we give it access to some tools, Mars rover, NASA, Apple. We enable tools, it's automated, and we give a bit of a system prompt here to define a bit what is the agent. So you're a friendly space explorer. I tell him you have access to two tools, use one at a time. You can get a Mars rover picture if someone is talking about Mars. Or then as a picture of the day when talking about astronomy, photo, cosmos, space. Make it fun and engaging. I ask it to not mention its tools, just to avoid him speaking about what it can do and so on. Always output the URLs and don't create fake ones. Alright, hitting save. Alright, so let's see if the agent is doing well. From the chat, how is space looking today? That's a good start, it's using a good tool, and yeah, here we go. That's very cool. Alright, now let's see if we can still do the other one. Very good, good tool. And we've got a mouse picture from Curiosity. So now we're going to do our last step, which is deploying the AI agent we just made as a Telegram bot. So if we go to Shinkai, the way we would do this is use a tool. Again, another one. So we've got a Telegram bot. If it's not in your Shinkai app already, you can just go to Shinkai store, look for the Telegram tool, and install. So here I'm going to use a version of this tool I have, where I can configure the bot token of my Telegram bot I want to deploy, some custom rules, and the LLM provider we're using. So it's very easy to deploy a Telegram bot. You've got this manual over here, the commands you can do. But you do new bot, pick a name, and there you have it, where to talk to it, the access token. So you use this in here, and that's pretty much it. I can save. Now that's a tool that is gonna run the Telegram bot. Now I need this tool to be processed, so I'm gonna create a scheduled task. So I can create a new one over here, but let's see the one that is already there. So a scheduled task, a name for it, that's a Telegram bot. Task description, just to remember what it does, it's the process for the NASA Telegram bot. A little prompt to help the tool behaving correctly, doing what I want it to do. So I'll use the tools, so it's referring to the tools from the agent according to the user message from Telegram. I'm gonna make it run every 2 minutes. Here it's the NASA agent that is gonna process the messages. Tool, you are this one, the Telegram bot. I can set up parameters and save, update. Alright, now I can activate it. So it's gonna run every 2 minutes, and the logs are here. So we've got some logs because it's the one I've made a bit before. So now let's see if the Telegram bot is working. So I've just so I've been running it a few times here. So it's 4:55. I've just sent 2 new messages, and let's wait for the next iteration of the tool processing over here to be executed. Alright, go chat. Cool, it's processing something, so let's wait just a little bit longer. And hop, we got something here. Very cool. We've got our mouse picture responding to this message. And let's wait for one more. And yeah, picture of the day. So that's it. Telegram bot is running, reacting to messages posting here. So very good. That was how you set up an API-based tools in Shinkai to give your LLMs some additional functionalities. How you include them in an AI agent, and how you can deploy such an agent as a Telegram bot, for example. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and have fun with Shinkai building your own tools. Bye bye.